Well, welcome back to another episode of SNG Experience, and this one is number 64, and we are going to finish the Enterprise this week for the Museum of Science Fiction. That's the big push. Get back to the Nautilus and do some monkey business. So let's get going. So Giselle is here today, and she's got my life mask all cleaned up, and this is so that we can make the back plate. And she's going to pour in some Ultracal on that and make it nice and level, just like we did with the Klingons. And this is how it was done, of course, back in the day at 20th Century Fox for Planet of the Apes. We're doing this exactly, pretty much the way they did it. And you can see we've got grid lines and pencil and rust band and weathering going on this. No small feat, because doing these grid lines after the fact that this is built is very difficult, and I'm sure they ran into it too when they initially were asked to put them on in the second season. So the camera's making it look really severe. It is not, in fact. It's much lighter, but we're going to take it down some more anyway. Okay, Giselle, so what are we doing now? Oh, wow. No, that's really a good job. That's like a perfect backplate. I think the backplates that we made in Planet of the Apes were square. Now I'm remembering they were square, but round. Yeah, round is fine. They were square. But this is really good.
Thank you.
And I think I got some Enterprise on it. We're gonna wait for this to dry, harden up a little more, starting to get warm, and then we're gonna put the keys in it. Well, we'll remove this thing and then we'll put the keys in it, and we'll be ready to start sculpting.
Awesome.
But we're gonna have to get some pictures. So lots more work done on this, and there are things that have to be lightened up, like this. My paint got really dark on me. Although I kind of like it. It's definitely not Canon, but it's really getting there. Yes, so much for painter's tape. As much as that stuff was prepped properly, and I did use 3M painter's tape, it pulled off a big chunk of paint there. No matter, we'll sand it down in a while and weather it up, but this is looking great. Okay, and now she's going to remove our dam. Damn darn it. It's all right. It's sticking on the glue. Ain't that pretty? It's a nice job. This will just lift out of there. There we go. It should be turn around on the back. Very nice. Just got to remove that clay, but that keeps it nice and hollow. Very good. That's great. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Exactly what we need. So, Giselle, it's the running joke around. What are you doing now?
Making an ape.
You're making me into a monkey?
Process of it, yeah.
Turn me into a monkey? A cheeky monkey? Our British fans will love that. Won't they, Mary?
Are you having a laugh?
Are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Yes. Well, anyway, yes, she's making a monkey out of me. And she's been looking at pictures of Roddy McDowell on her phone there because our printer ran out of ink. Otherwise, we'd have a bunch of pictures, but she's working on the brows, going to come down here for the muzzle, and then the chin will be the last part that's done. But it's a really good start.
Thank you.
And down here we have a model that's really starting to look quite finished. It isn't. It has most of the decals on it. We're missing a few little numbers that Lou forgot to include. I'm sure he'll give them to me. And then there's these underneath down here that are really hard to get the stick on and stay on. Plus this was right in the way, so I have to trim this and get that down. But these are all going to need some matte on them. And as well sanded and blended, I wasn't even showing you, as these surfaces are, those particular decals are kind of hard to keep down. I have this one coming up here too a little bit. It's got a little tear in it or something. So I'm not quite sure what to do, except maybe put some glue on these somehow, or some clear, and lock them down with the clear. But they are all on, and amazingly this one is down really well over that curve. They're on underneath here. They're on underneath here. We're underneath here, of course, and little red markers. I still have to paint the landing gear tomorrow. And little stuff like that, but it's really looking the part now. And of course, it's got the registry on there. I need to put some matte finish on a lot of this tomorrow, but it's really getting there. And I figured I'll take a break. I still have the radiator grills to put in here, which I'm gonna do tomorrow when I'm not so tired. I've been at this all day. Gonna put those on with epoxy. This has to have some gray around its edge. These have to be glued down. Just little stuff like that. But you know what? 90% of it's all there now. So Giselle's working away on her first Planet of the Apes appliance ever. And finding it a little challenging, but of course, you know, usually when we do makeup classes and stuff, we start people off with scars and things. I'm starting, well, yeah, but I'm starting you out with a full-on prosthetic. Let's get past all the kind of, well, it's not boring, but the kind of routine stuff. Let's get you into something like this, because this will really stretch your artistic muscles doing this. So it's already starting to look like those familiar appliances I know many of you watching are familiar with, especially in the makeup field. And yes, I'm using Roma on this sculpture because that's what we used when we did the actual Planet of the Apes prosthetics. So very cool, Giselle. Well, it's Wednesday. We are back at SNG, and we're going to try to finish the Big Rise today. Let's see how we do. First thing I had to do was, well, I'm building this box here, and of course this is going to house some strip lighting and be mounted to this and support this. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I scratch up that beautiful shiny plastic? Well, I also put a border on it too, so that it's much nicer, see? And the reason I scratched up that plastic, because it's going to all be painted black anyway, so why use the clear? The reason we're using the clear is because we're going to put this decal right there. The plaque will go right here, okay? So, and the decal will go right there. And we're going to paint over the decal, then remove it. And that'll leave a nice frosted clear area where we can backlight and have a nice chevron. And here we go. I'm just going to show you how these peel off and leave behind. You rub them down and you peel them off and you rub, and then you get a really precise chevron that's mounted right dead smack in the middle. And now we can go ahead and put flat black primer on this whole thing, and then a clear coat over that, and we'll remove this. So I'm going to paint this. It's going to take a while to set up, and then we could do our backlighting technique, and you'll see how beautiful this comes out. Thanks to Lou Del Maso. Okay, so now I got Elliot Brown's marvelous darling grills in. A little bit of shine you see behind them is the epoxy that I used that hopefully will dull out. But the difference is, if I use CA, it does that. If I use white glue, that comes through. So really, this was the best thing to do. I'm just cleaning a little smear I found. It is weathered, but you know, you look at it like that, it really looks nice. So I have not attached that yet over there permanently, but the grills are on. The grills look fabulous. Elliot, thank you so much. You even, God bless you, gave me 2 extra ones. Not unless when I made the model I left one out. But there really isn't room. So that is so cool to have those in and not just have a painted gray area, which some of these types of models may have sometimes. Not Jim Key's, of course, but other ones that have been made. Those are cool. So nice. We're really getting there. And this over here is drying very slowly in this cold weather. I've just warmed upstairs up, and I'm going to go over it again, take it upstairs where it's nice and warm. And it's picking up bits and stuff, so I'm going to cut another piece that's going to fit right over the top of this clear. Once the signature is done, and I glue the clear on top of that, protects the signatures, gives it a nice smooth surface. So here we are. I'm going to, just for sake of this video, call this model done.
because the only thing it's really missing at this point is the little numbers that I know Lou Dalmasso is going to send me that go on there. And here's our base, with the lighted chevron and the plaque. And this is the way it would look in the dark, which I doubt it'll ever be in the museum, but I thought it'd be neat to look at it in the dark. Of course, it always overexposes things. I don't have the motors on right now. I'm going to turn the lights on. And here's the base, which I've been working on all day. The clear is removable, so we can put the signatures in and then push it back in. And there's the odd hair and a few adjustments still I have to make that's on it. It's almost impossible to keep clean, which is the nature of anything clear. And, you know, I will go crazy looking at little spots and things, but it's really beautiful. I think it came out really nice. What do you think, Giselle?
I love it.
Thanks.
Good job, Steve.
Yeah. So really just a couple little touch-ups and doodads and this and that, and maybe 2 more hours of work on it, and when I get those numbers I'll stick them on. But this model is officially finished. And here it is with both the cells turning, and they're all done, and this whole model is done, and it's really, honestly, absolutely, really done. Everything is glued on permanently. Oh yes, the opening down there is closed up now, really nice. This is on good and tight. I mean, it's just so much stuff. This comes out. I can actually lift this whole thing out. And we have an even wall all the way around now, which it didn't have before. So I am calling this model done, really, honestly, and truly this time. But wait, there's more! I forgot that the power supply I'm using on this has different voltage levels. And this is really what they should turn at, but I mean, at this rate, that's how quiet it is. Now that the damn truck shut up outside, I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, that's just beautiful. I mean, it just, wow. This is so cool. I'm in love. This is it. So what are you guys doing?
Overflows! Working on details.
Oh, cool. Very cool. And you've almost got we got the overflows done. That's great, Jen. Really, really nice. So next week we'll make the molds when you're back. So you're just trying to smooth them out a bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, just take that. You can see it, the texture there, that we want to drop that down a little bit. So, and then they're ready to mold once you get all that done. Oh, those look incredible. Really cool.
Thank you.
So we are back at SNG and the Enterprise is covered. It is Friday.
And at long last, I'm done. A bit weathered myself. I got a bit of a rust band going around my head, and I'm really looking forward to getting to work again. I really kind of need a day off. But it's Friday, so we're not going to do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I think it's high time we got back to this wonderful model. And at this point, I am looking so forward to working on an RC submarine, I can't tell you, because one of the great things about an RC submarine, besides the fact that it's the Nautilus, is that it's a toy. We're going to have to test this in the water. It means we're going to put it in the car, take it out to the lake and run it and do all that kind of stuff. And that's really a lot of fun. And we're going to be doing that later this year with a model airplane, because some of you have suggested that seeing a model airplane built the way they used to be built before they were made prefabricated with onboard computers to fly it for you so you don't have to have any skill came about. We're going to go and show you what the hobby's really all about, and that's building a model yourself and you fly it. I don't have computer assist on any of my models, none of them. I know how to fly a model airplane, and you're going to get to see all that happen, because we're going to build a model airplane and we're going to take it out to the field and we're going to do the maiden flight and all that kind of stuff. So the way it used to be done, and still is, by people who truly understand the value of the hobby. Anyway, so we got to get inside here and open this up and start hooking up. I want to put in the prop shaft. We want to install the rudder, all that kind of stuff. And I've been away from this for 7 weeks now, so I'm eager to get back to it. So what we're doing here is getting the rudder to move, which it's moving really well. Of course, there's a piece of brass that goes over this whole thing with a slot in it and covers this rather nasty boring out they had you do. I found that I had to make this. They give you the parts to make this control arm, but it rubs against the back because the thicknesses when they poured these up are not consistent, so I had to grind off the back before I could get this much rudder movement, but I got a lot of rudder movement out of it. So now I can hook the cable up. On Monday, the bearings in perfect for our prop, no problem there. This was just to keep it straight for now until I get a dog bone, but it might be that all I really need to do is just since there's no binding at all here, is just put a wheel collar on there and a wheel collar on there, and that's done. No dog bone necessary. I didn't get to these today, the diplanes, which I do really want to hook up next. That's a biggie, but we will do that on Monday. But I wanted to first get all the hard stuff done, and that is definitely one of the harder things to do, is to get that rudder installed and to get it so you see I can rub my hand on that and it's just nice and smooth. So it's really quite good. I'm very, very pleased with that. The prop, yes, is not cannoned, but it's going to be a very effective prop. We're going to have a fair amount of rudder on this, and I put an extension on it very easily, clear, but there's a lot of movement there, so a little bit of a rough spot still. I got to get in here and do some filing, but it's pretty darn good. So it's moving along. We're going to finalize this on Monday. And then we're going to connect these together. I actually have these backwards. I'm going to connect these together like so, with the shaft running between them. From here to here with the same control arms on, and then there will be a shaft up here going across, that goes across here with an arm on it that will reach to both the control arm in here and move all these at the same time. That's the theory. I do have front diplane elevator control, diplane control, and rear, so I could do them also independently, but what I didn't want to have was a bar running across here, which would make it more difficult to work on this area, but I might have to. We'll see. But really, this should not be too terribly hard to do. Then I get all this stuff hooked up and all working and test it with the electronics, and we should be ready to start getting into the cosmetic part of the build. Well, Giselle left before I got a chance to show you working on this. I've been helping her a little bit, but she's been doing most of the work. And this is her first sculpture ever. And doing Planet of the Apes is not easy. And you'll notice that over here, this is not correct yet, but this is. And there's been little adjustments, but she's doing a great job. She's been doing all this. And it really is starting to look like that classic Roddy McDowell chimp, which is what we're going for. So, great job, Giselle. You have one bright future. We're going to finish this off on Monday, and then do the chin piece and place that in position. And then we'll be able to make a mold of this and make a foam latex appliance. We'll make the wig, the hair pieces, and all that stuff. I don't know about a costume. That might happen. It just might. We'll see if Mary feels like doing that. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much. All of you out of breath because I was chasing Rosie across the lawn. She got away. So, boy, I didn't know I could run that fast. Yeah, so we'll be back again next week. Obviously, we're going to have a nice weekend. I think we earned it after finishing the Enterprise. And I want to thank every single one of you out there, and I mean every single one of you, for all the incredible support you've shown, all the really wonderful comments you've made about the Enterprise. You are so much appreciated and loved. Good night, and we'll see you next week.